Alright, this is pt02 again, and today I'm gonna kind of do an update to one of my past reviews. This is gonna be an update to my RX-78-2 Gundam 2.0 review. I tried to fit it in the last review, but it just didn't work out. So today I'm going to review the inner frame of Gundam 2.0, which, as you can see, is very, very detailed, and a full inner frame at that. I guess I'll start off by comparing them to the inner frame of perfect grade RX-78, and as you can see, they're very, very similar. The only difference is scale, pretty much. I will show you a few differences. Let's see if I can get the camera set up straight. The perfect grade, he has to have either his core fighter or a core block for him to be able to be complete, or else he's just kind of floating like that. Whereas on Gundam 2.0, the core fighter and core block aren't necessary, because as you can see, there's no core fighter or core block in there. This is kind of an empty cavity, but he's got this kind of a spine that goes down his back that allows him to stand up straight without the core fighter. This is also what allows him to have mobility in his torso while having the core fighter in there. And the perfect grade has no torso movement whatsoever, except for he rotates at the waist. Let's see. The 2.0 has internal frames on the shoulder armor, whereas the perfect grade does not. And the 2.0 can stand without the red parts on his feet armor, whereas, well, they're black on mine, but the perfect grade needs his feet armor connected to the foot to be able to stand up. So let's get into this. Again, very, very nicely detailed. Even the skirt armors have internal parts to them. So yeah, it's going to be mostly gray plastic out of the box. I painted it kind of a dark silver, kind of a gunmetal iron color. I'm really, really excited that he has an internal head. That's something that that's only available on the newer master grades. It might be too blurry for you to see, but I'll just kind of go around it. Even the face there has some internal stuff on it. This little crest on top of the head, the mohawk thingy, that's just all one clear piece. I just painted the ends clear red, and the white part just goes over that. But even the head Vulcans are a separate piece. I think they're molded in white plastic, but I went ahead and painted them gold. But they just slide out like so. It's kind of a horseshoe shape, and you can see the little Vulcans on the end there, and you just slide it back onto his head, and it actually gives you colored head Vulcans on a master grade, which is, I believe that's the first time that's ever been done. Get this little mohawk thingy back on there. Alright, so yeah, you can see how all the internal stuff works. Let me show you these shoulders. These are amazing. His shoulder comes out, and it goes up a little bit. Actually, goes up a lot. It doesn't go up nearly this far when he's got all his armor on. You can only go up about that far with his armor. But you can see all those old pistons and tubes and things slide out right out of the torso there, and provide a really, really nice range of movement. You couldn't really see it too good on the first review, so I'll go ahead and show you it again. His torso movement, you can tell better on the internal frame. He's got a joint right here that allows him to go forward like that, and then it just goes back into place. It's not too much movement, but it's just enough to make him look like he's bending forward a little bit. And then he's got this little disc-shaped thing right here that lets him go side to side. And he can do all this even with his core fighter inside him, which is really good engineering on Bandai's part. And another part you couldn't see too well on the first review is this weird hip joint that he has. Let's flip all the skirt armors up. It's like a... I don't know how to describe it. I guess I'll just have to show it to you. But it might be easier just to take his torso off. But the whole... See how it does that? His legs haven't moved. The hip joint itself hasn't moved. There's another joint right here that just kind of rocks back and forth that moves the lower torso and the skirt armor. And I haven't really used it in any poses myself, but I imagine if you were doing like an extreme kneeling pose or an extreme pose where he's leaning backwards, it would be useful, but I myself haven't really used it yet, but it's there if you need it. Here you can see this big hole right here where the nose cone of the core fighter goes down into. And it's a really big hole, that way it gives it some space so he can still rotate his torso with the core fighter in there. Obviously it's not going to go 360, but it does rotate some. Alright, in the knees here you can see he's got pistons in the thighs and in the shins right there. Although the white leg armor that goes right here doesn't move with the piston like on, I don't know which master grades it does it on. I know it does it on perfect grade Wing Zero Custom. I kind of wish it did it on this one, but it doesn't. And these front parts of the knee joint right here are going to be molded in white. For some strange reason, Bandai decided to have those molded in white. Not really sure why, but I went ahead and painted mine silver. He comes with internal ankle armor, which that's new to me. Never seen that before. Just 3 pieces of ankle armor go on it, and it just goes right on the ankle there. You can see all those lovely pistons in the back of the leg. He's actually got several joints in his ankles. He's got 1, 2... Yeah, I think he's just got 2 joints in his ankles, plus the ankle armor, plus these pistons. And then here you can see the internal stuff on the feet. That part goes up and down. And then the whole, this part of the foot goes up and down. It'll go, it's kind of stiff. And then the very tip of the toe, can't really see it that well, but it does go up and down. And yeah, I think that's just about it. That's pretty much all I wanted to show you guys on the frame. So yeah, again, I'll emphasize it. This is the best, not my favorite RX-78 kit. I prefer, style-wise, I prefer the 1 Year War version, but this is definitely the most well-made RX-78 that Bandai has ever done. I mean, the engineering on this kit is better than the perfect grade. The perfect grade has just got more detail, just simply because of its size. I think if the only reason this one doesn't have more detail is because it's smaller, and it probably would have been physically impossible to put that amount of detail on something that's 1/100th scale. So, with that, you can see over there all this armor I took off. I will end it here, and I will see you guys next time.